Hello, good evening. Happy New Year. Welcome once again to Travel Talk with Fumi. This is Honor 103.5 FM. This program started nearly 2 years ago, and I think because of the way a lot of people were aspiring to leave the country because of course, economic reasons, financial strains, the radio just thought, okay, yeah, it would be a good thing to be able to put this out there. And I'm actually glad that I started this because from my understanding, at least from the messages I get, the messages have been like positive, and they really push me to make me know that I'm doing something. At first, I think I was just kind of weary, thinking, am I making sense? Am I helping anybody? Because then the phone calls went rolling in, because usually when I listen to radio programs, I hear the phone buzzing here and there. But for my program, I didn't quite get that. So I wasn't sure. But then when I get all these positive comments, yeah, it just, kind of keep me going to make me know that I'm doing something right. So today, as we begin the new year, this is my first presentation this year. I would, take a back story to say, what the program is all about and all of that. My name is Funmilayo Fatoberu, and I always say I am not an immigration expert, although I'm a lawyer, but I'm not an immigration lawyer. I'm not a travel consultant or agent. The reason why I started doing this program, I just found out that a lot of people are aspiring to travel. And because they seem desperate, when you really want something, they just want to just give it, like, okay, you know what, how much you want for this, can it be done? And then they don't do their due diligence just because they want it done. And I always say, number one, I don't have anything against agents. By all means, anybody could use a travel agent. Not everybody has the time to put in to do your travel documentation. So because this program, we talk about everything that has to do with travel, trying to put you through, guide you from trying to get your passport if you've never gotten one before, to how you can do your visa application process. We talk about the countries that, they are fairly easy to be able to get your visa. We talk about the process you take, building a travel history, how to build up your financial ties, your bank statements. We talked about ties, family ties, socio-economic ties, different kind of things we talked about just to make your life easier and to make the process, more seamless for you. And I'm happy that, a number of people have gained something from this. So, like I said, not everybody has the time to be able to sit to say I'm sitting to fill out a visa application form myself. Take, for instance, the visa application form for the United Kingdom. It's a lot, guys. It's like 30 pages. So you can just imagine, if you are not sure you know what you're doing, then you having to sit to say you're filling out all of that, it can be rather cumbersome. So but with this program, we've been able to encourage people that you can do it yourself. I also have a program or a channel on YouTube. It's called Travel Talk with Fumi as well, and there I talk about travel too, how you can build your bank statements, what you should look out for when you're going for an interview. So if you are one that you are in the process of doing your application now, or maybe you started already and you're using the help of an agent, don't worry, not all agents are bad. Some know their onions from their suya. It's just that most of them, most of the time, don't know what they're doing. But I always say to people, when you're using an agent, make sure that you are on top of your game yourself. Don't say because you are giving it to an agent, because the agent is getting paid, irrespective of how much you're paying, from 1 naira to 10,000 to 100,000 to millions, whatever it is that you're paying, it is still your own responsibility to be able to go through your documentation yourself. So I'm sure that your agent is not going to oppose to it if you say something like, can I see what my form looks like? Can I get a copy? Because this is where most people get in trouble. So yeah, you do, for someone that is not a Japanese, okay, I call people looking to jackpot Japanese. So for someone that is looking to go for leisure or tourism purpose, and then you use the help of an agent, say to a country like in Europe, one of the Schengen areas, and then you use the help of an agent, and then you get a positive response, which is good. Now the bad thing about that is, if you do not get all the correct documentation, you will need to keep going back to this agent over and over again every time you need to do this application, because you don't know what they have put in your form, you don't know what they've disclosed, what they haven't. For instance, now my pastor in Lagos got stuck because every time he applied for the US embassy, my pastor had been going to the US since I was in Lagos, and I moved to Ibadan like 10 years ago. So like he must have gotten a minimum of like 4 US visas. But the sad part is that he always used the help of an agent, and he never bothered to get the information from the agent. He just needs to renew. He just reached out to the same agent saying, okay, I'm looking to go. And then the agent fills out the form, does all of this, and he just goes in to show up and appear. And then when he started doing Dropbox, just drop his passport off. But then the agent passed away last November. Now he wants to go to the US. He does not know anything about the information he has in any of his application, because he doesn't even have access to the forms. It was so bad that he didn't even know the email the agent was using to log in into the US portal for him. So even if we say, okay, we are trying to do a forgot password, we don't know the email the agent has been using. So for him now, if he tries to create, which is what we have been trying to do, to create another profile, they keep telling him that there is one applicant that has the same information. So it shows that he has a duplicate account. Please use your other account to log in. We do not know that email, and the agent is dead. So that's why I always say that if you are going to use an agent, someone like my pastor now, it's not like the agent was going to dupe him or was on a fraud. The agent obviously knows what he was doing, but he could have just said, oh boy, what email are you using? Or even if he didn't say what email are you using, can I have, because I think I've noticed that sometimes when you give some agent some information, they might feel like the information might not work. It doesn't look so accurate, or maybe it might not make you get a successful outcome in your visa application, and then they just tweak it a bit. Now that tweaking, you don't know what they've tweaked, you don't know what they've added, you don't know what they've taken out. So whatever it is, make sure you are on top of it. You know what the agent is doing. They use email for you. So over the holidays too, I helped someone, a family friend, to apply for a UK student visa, and what I did was, for every time I needed to send anything, I was using her email address, and what I had to say to her was, once you get the email, just forward it to me. So that way, even if she never sees me again, it's going to her email, so she doesn't need me. So that's one thing I've noticed, that agents used to hold people ransom. So if you are using the help of an agent, these are the things that you should look out for in this new year, saying that you need to get some of this information. Now, some agents might not want to disclose this to you if it's an agent that is charging you, and they might feel like, okay, you have not paid up all of the money. If they give you this information, you might run away with the rest of their funds. So You just have an agreement with the agent saying that I'm going to pay you maybe your 30%, your 40%, whatever it is that you have left, but you need to hand over all of my, documentation. Or you guys can open one email together and insist that it has to be this email. You need to be in charge of your life this 2025 if you are serious about building a travel history. So yes, you need to do that. You don't let the agent feel, even if they need to tweak something, make sure that they need to speak to you about it and you all agree. Don't expect an agent to generate a bank statement for you, or to just build up a character and say, okay, so for me now, I don't do a 9 to 5. I have my own business, and of course I have this that I'm doing as well. So I can just imagine going to meet an agent, and an agent says, oh yeah, if you are an entrepreneur, it might not work for you because maybe your turnover is not too good to say, oh, you're going on vacation for maybe 2 weeks and you're looking to spend 6 million. They're like, okay, your turnover is what? Why are you going to spend so much money? We need to make it look like you have a 9 to 5. So if you're going to be doing that with an agent, don't just say to the agent that, okay, look for a company. You can look for that company because you are paying the agent. Because the mentality, I think that's where we get it wrong. You say to the agent that and then you expect the agent to go and create something and bring it for you. You are the one that will be affected at the end of the day. I have a cousin that an agent said to him that, oh, I have somebody that can invite you from the UK, and if you have a last name as that person, it will work. It will make it easier. Then it was the days of not doing the biometrics, and then they went all the way to Festac to get the passport, and he got the passport in the last name of the person inviting him. Now he had a fallout with the agent, and he, number one, he has gone in with biometrics using another last name. So that means he can't even say the agent should go to Blazes and then start all over again on his own. He has taken his biometrics in that name. Now this person that they have linked him with, that is using the person's last name, he doesn't know anything about the person. We don't even know if the relationship the agent built with the person was, okay, this person's child or maybe this person's ward. So we don't even know which is which. And because of that, he can't even go close to the United Kingdom again because he doesn't have any of that information. So like I always say, there's nothing wrong with using an agent. If you want to take your travel history or your travel journey serious this 2025, and you are going to be using the help of an agent, make sure that you ask for all of these things. If you are one looking to Japa, be it the student route or maybe the work route, it might be out, it might be the domestic visa, whatever it is, whoever it is that is doing the COS for you, the sponsorship, or whoever it is that is helping you your student visa, make sure that you are on top of it. Even if it's a student, don't let the agent pick the school for you. Put some work in, even your statement, your personal statement. Yeah, even if the agent is saying, oh, I have a draft, you can use this, let some of you be in that personal statement, be original. Because a lot of people have visa refusals, not because they didn't have the correct documentation, but their personal statement might be weak. They know, the truth is that the United Kingdom knows that 99.9% of people going to the United Kingdom right now, especially for study, the postgraduate one most especially, they're not looking to come back. They know that, but they need our money, so they don't necessarily mind. But then it would not be a good idea to be too obvious that that's what you're looking to do. So make sure that even when you have it at the back of your mind that this visa, you're probably going to get it because they just want your money, you still need to put in the work. Don't make it look like Chibi's money you want. Okay, I throw money your way, you give me the visa. No, because visas, like I always say, is at the discretion, solely at the discretion of the visa officer dealing with you at that point. So because you think that they need money, and another person might take it personal, like, why are these people coming to our country? Why the statement is even so weak? Look at someone I know that got refused over the holidays as well. The person had a closing balance of like 180 million in the bank account, but because it was an overdraft account, that's the only reason why the person was refused. Saying that, meaning that, and it didn't add up to me, because even if it's an overdraft account, it means that the person can simply get an overdraft in that account, but then you can see the turnover and the closing balance, and then you can see, even if you look back like a year, you can see that the account was being run properly. But then, like I said, it's the sole responsibility and the decision of that person. So that's why I always say that even when you think that you have everything together, you still need to pray that you meet the right person, your file gets into the right hands. That being said, I'm going to talk about countries that you can visit, that it's easy to build your travel history, since we've talked about that. And towards the end of the year, I was leaning a little towards talking about student visas, and I talked about the domestic visa too, and I talked about the healthcare one, but primarily what I talk about on my program is travel for leisure. So when I say even for leisure, like I said earlier in the disclaimer, I'm not an expert. What I'm saying on this show is what I've gathered over the years from my travel experience. I started traveling by myself, without my folks, without my parents, without my siblings, like actively by myself in 2002. I was in the university then, and I just thought about it, that what, I would like this, and I started doing it actively. And since 2002, I can say confidently that 2024, the year we just finished, is the first year that I did not go out of Nigeria since that 2002. And for a lot of reasons, I really wanted to go, but then when I considered my children might be at school at that point, it might not be a good time. Then I had so many family functions and obligations that the time just didn't seem right. So if you're someone like me that you just want to explore, you just want to see the world, then this program is for you. If you're someone that is looking to do your visa application yourself, without the help of an agent, you need a step-to-step. This program is also for you, but then you get more from my YouTube channel, where I do more extensive talk about the process and doing it all by yourself. Building travel itinerary, how to do it 2 in 1 city, 3 in 1 city. For example, I talked about the Schengen visas last year. Most people get the Schengen visa and they just use it to the country that issued it, and for me, I would just say that's a waste. I remember my brother, he traveled with a Schengen visa, and I had a bet with him, and luckily for me, I won a 50 euro bet, because I was saying to him, he got his visa to France, and I was saying to him, you can use it to any other Schengen area. And he was saying, oh, no, it's not a multiple entry, and a lot of people have told him that he can't use it on the first visa, but if he gets consecutive visas after that, subsequent visas after that, beg your pardon, then he can use it. But I said to him, you know what, where would you like to go? He went like Amsterdam. I said, okay, why don't we do this? Buy your ticket to Amsterdam. If you go to Amsterdam and you get stopped or you get denied entry, I'm going to give you your ticket money back, not even from France to Amsterdam now, but then I'm going to give you the money for your accommodation and all of that. But then if you get let into Amsterdam, you're admitted into the country, you are going to give me a 50 euro. And he said we were on, and he just took the night bus. It was like 6 hours drive, and in the morning it was in Amsterdam, and there was he was so shocked that he didn't even have a border, because for them, like the way I say it, the Schengen countries are entwined. And the minute you're in one, obviously it just simply means that you have access to enter one. That means you have access to all other 26. So you would hardly ever have a border or a stop to check your documentation unless you are just getting in for the first time. Anyway, while we are still on that, I'll tell you to hold that thought while we take a short commercial break. I'll be back soon.
On 103.5 FM.
gbogbo onínáwó pátá tó fi mọ́ gbogbo aláṣẹ chicken tẹ́ fẹ́ lò bó ti wù kó pọ̀ tó DMGs ni ẹ máa bọ̀ ẹ má wulẹ̀ làágùn jìnnà mọ́ DMG frozen foods ni ẹ máa bọ̀. Oh yes, whatever occasion it is, chieftaincy ceremony, housewarming, naming, birthday party or whatever occasion it is, DMG frozen foods has got your back for whatever number of chickens you may desire. All caterers, worry less, as DMG is there for you to take care of your chicken supplies, be it whole chicken or in pieces. Damages will cut, will pack and deliver to wherever you want it. Ajẹ́pẹ́tẹ́ bá ti ń ronú ìnáwó ẹ ṣá máa ronú Damages fún irúfẹ́ iye chicken tẹ́ bá ń fẹ́ bó ti wù kó pọ̀ tó kò sí wàhálà kankan. Ẹ kàn sí Damages frozen foods lẹ́ni ní plot 2 block F number 6 Olúbàdàn avenue Olúyọ̀lé estate lẹ́bàá Fumac pharmacy Ìbàdàn tàbí lẹ́ka àwọn tó wà ní off new garage Akala expressway lẹ́bàá Anchor mall Katodere Akari junction Ìbàdàn. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè 09062864238 tàbí 09062968870. Think party chickens, think JMG.
On 103.5 FM.
Thank you for staying tuned. You're still on to Travel Talk with Fumi on Honor 103.5 FM.
And we are back again. Thank you for still staying tuned. This is still on 103.5 FM. This is Travel Talk with Fumi, and my name is Funmilayo Fatoberu. Before the short commercial break, I was talking about, how to take your travel seriously this 2025. If you want to use the help of an agent, what you need to do, just don't relax and say the agent is in charge of it. You take charge as well, And I'm not saying be annoying that the agent will now be like, okay, you're not letting me do my job. But at least know what they're doing. Be in the know of all of it. Ask questions. Don't just... And the sad part is, majority of us that use all of these agents and don't ask questions, we are educated. But we don't ask. I don't know how we do that. Maybe I was raised to always ask. I want to know why I need to do this, the reason behind it. So yeah, you need to cultivate that habit. You need to be able to ask questions, Growing up, they used to call me Professor Why because I always ask why. So yes, it's always good to ask questions. So you're using the help of an agent for whatever reason it is. Always ask why, even if it's just to help you fill out your application forms, all of the rest you're supplying, or even if it's just to have a look, because some people just come to me saying, oh yeah, put all of this together, can you review it? And then I say change this, and then they just go like okay, and then they change it and send it back to me. I expect some people, because I always say to them that I just said take this out and swap it for this, and you didn't ask why. You should always ask why, so you understand what I'm trying to do. I always try to put you in the picture. But like I said earlier, if you're looking to do more of this, I suggest that you go and look for my YouTube channel. It's called Travel Talk with Fumi. I do more of that on there. So yes, before the short commercial break, I was saying that if you're looking to go to a Schengen area, you're building travel history this 2025, because honestly, I know times are hard. Things are not the way they used to be, but then, just the way you make out time to say, I need to relax, I need to hang out with my friends, I need to do this. That's how I see travel. For me, travel is not just something that is not important. It's a priority for me. It's therapy for me. It's very important. The fact that I didn't travel in 2024 has already had me weighed down. Like I feel like taking something off of my shoulders. So yeah, I tried to do some local tourism in Nigeria, but it just didn't feel the same. There's something that just happens to me when I get into the aircraft and, you just, go. So maybe it's the ascending the 1,000 feet from the ground. I don't know. There's just something that it does to me that I cannot explain. So yeah, so if you're looking to do the Schengen area, which is a good one to start with, you can use it to any of the countries. Good countries to pair are countries like France and Monaco. If you're in France, is not too far from Monaco. Another one to pair is Italy and the Vatican. The Vatican is the smallest country in the world, so yeah, and it's inside of Italy. You can do that. Another one to pair is Portugal and Spain, just like by road, 40-45 minutes from each other, and different countries like that. So yeah, don't just go sleeping and waste your visas. Unfortunately, a lot of countries that we had access to with just having a valid Schengen visa, a UK visa, a US visa, or a Canadian visa are fast taking that privilege from us. Because I know that before early 2024 and before that, if you had a valid US, UK, Schengen visa, Canadian visa, you can do the e-visa for Turkey. You just go online and fill out the form. They ask you for your visa number, you put it, and then your visa is issued in like 2-3 days. Mid 2024, that's the summer, I know like different families, like 4-5 families that actually traveled to Qatar, and it was easy for them because they had a valid Schengen visa, UK visa, US visa, and you just apply online yourself using the AYA, and then they discover Qatar. I talked about that and how to do it yourself too, instead of paying, because agents will probably charge you like 280-300,000 and you can do it all you by yourself. The visa is just like $50, so yeah. But unfortunately, Nigerians, we have gone to do the do, and we have messed all of that up now. So even with a valid US, UK visa, Schengen visa, you can just go on the Discover Qatar website, the AYA website, and just apply for yourself. So yeah, the same thing for Seychelles, we go banned, a lot of things like that. For Dubai now, it takes an arm and leg for you to be able to go, because they will tell you that for you to be able to go, you must be like this age, you must have a closing balance of this, you must do the insurance, identification, that, and everything just adds up at the end of the day. And sometimes I think, when we think about it, that the passport, unfortunately for us, it seems to be getting weaker and weaker every day. I remember before, Kenya, Tanzania used to be visa on arrival. You just get there and they just stamp you in as long as you pay your $50. But now it's not the same anymore, and it's so disheartening. But then it doesn't stop you from trying to see the world. It won't stop me. So what I would say is, we are here every Tuesdays between the hours of 4 and 5. Like I said, I talk about everything that has to do with travel. So if you are someone that is looking to kick off, your travel journey this 2025, you might want to make it a date with us, every Tuesday, so that you can learn from here on how to do it yourself. And if you feel like, you don't have the time, or you're not so confident and you don't want to mess it up, you think it's a lot of money to part with, paying the visa fees, and then, the third-party agencies carrying for the embassies or the courier and all, and you do not want to lose all of that money, so you rather pay somebody that knows the know-how to help you do the process. Make sure you ask all of the right questions, and you're on top of it if you fall into that category. If you're looking to go as a student, I talked about this, but I think it wasn't detailed enough. So sometimes in the next few weeks, I'll be doing a detailed video on the step-by-step process of how to do it all by yourself. But then I would say for your school to get an admission, you have to do that yourself. I only talk about the travel aspect, the visa part, not the getting admission into school. Another thing I'll talk about is if you are, like a youngster, let's say you're between 20 and 21, because I've seen a number of people trying to do that. You have the young folks, graduating from universities these days, and then you see people saying, oh yeah, I'm 20, I'm 21, I'm 22, I just finished my first degree, and I'm looking to go to the UK to do my master's, in a quest to seek greener pastures. If you are one of those people, then what I would say to you is that instead of going to the UK, honestly, I don't have anything against the UK. I can even tell you that the UK is probably my first love, but that's the country I visited the most as a child with my parents. So yes, so I can call it my first love easily. But then the opportunities there, or the chances there, are rather limited. And if you're young, you still have that opportunity. Instead of saying I'm in my early 20s, I finished my first degree here in Nigeria, I'm looking to go to a country like the United Kingdom to seek greener pastures, but I want to go through the education route, so I'm going through a study visa. I would say, why don't you look at Canada? Now with Canada, is easier to settle in and get you permanent resident compared to the United Kingdom. And then if you are in your early 20s, it's easier for you to do that in Canada. Even if you go with a student visa, it's easier for you to get into the pool of the express entry. And luckily for you, age is still on your side, so while you are in Canada, it will be easy for you because you would have gained education experience in Canada, work experience in Canada. It adds up points for you, and your age still gives you the points. So instead of saying I'm going to spend like a 10,000, 14,000 pounds in UK for a student visa, you don't know if your student visa will be renewed after you're done, or your papers will be renewed after you're done with your studies. Why don't you try Canada and get into the pool and wait, so it adds up to your points? That's just a thought that I have, because so I see people and I'm like, why is a 20-year-old, 21-year-old trying to go do a master's in UK? If your parents have this money, just go to Canada. You have better opportunities to get settled in there, because the worst thing that can happen to anyone is to go into a country and you remain an illegal immigrant. It's not the best place to be. And this country, yes, they want our money, but they're not particularly friendly towards us, and we Nigerians too, we always overdo. I know that for United Kingdom, we have practically turned it to Oshodi. You get to Peckham now, or you get to Woolwich now, or you get to Old Kent Road. Is like you're in Lagos. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like Lagos, it feels worse. Somebody was saying to me that since he relocated to the United Kingdom, he has run into more people in the UK than he would have done in Nigeria. So like, give or take, in a week, he's going out, he runs into more people than he would have in Nigeria. So that's like, I don't even know why there's still traffic in Nigeria. There's a lot of us. It just looks like Nigeria is empty. And it's not to the UK alone, to all of these countries. A lot of people have moved base. But yeah, so whatever it is, tread carefully. If you are one that you are for the United States, yeah, that's me, because I found myself in that dilemma too. I had an appointment to renew my visa, and it just, with the new portal that the US is using, it wasn't working. And then everybody is worried about Trump being the new president, and swearing in is January 20. And if you remember the last time that he was president, after the swearing in January 20, January 23rd, the borders were shut down, and he didn't let the Muslims into the country anymore. There was a major ban on all Muslims. You could only get in if you had a US passport. Even if you had a green card, you were being turned away at the airport. So yeah, a lot of people are worried now because Trump is the new president again. is going to be sworn in January 20. They don't know what the future holds. So a lot of people are trying to run from the US, but I would say, no, you don't have to fear. I don't think Trump is going to have time for people like you and I. He has bigger issues to face, you know. He has already said on his first day of office he's going to make sure that there are only 2 genders in the United States, and they're going to be 2 pronouns, just he or she, or male and female. But anyway, enough about Trump. I was just talking about if you're looking to explore the United States. So all that thought while I take another short commercial break. I'll be back soon.
On the 103.5 FM.
The essence of interior design will always be about people and how they live. It is about the realities of what makes for an attractive, civilized, and meaningful home environment. This is our foremost concern at Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration. And this is why we stay faithful to your own taste, because nothing you really like is ever out of style. Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration, we specialize in importing and delivering quality royal beds, sofas, lights, and doors to every home across Nigeria. We are located inside Dugafort Filling Station in Lewura Junction, Akala Express, Ibadan. Call us up on 080-913-35706 or send a WhatsApp message to 090-445-30230. We don't just sell quality products. Our maintenance team is on standby to give free routine maintenance for a whole year after purchase. Mr. Johnson Furniture, our passion is to bring affordable luxury to every home and offices.
On the 103.5 FM.
Thank you for staying tuned. You're still on to Travel Talk with Fumi on Honor 103.5 FM.
And we're back again. Thank you for staying tuned. This is still Honor 103.5 FM. My name is Funmilayo Fatoberu, and this is still Travel Talk with Fumi. Before the short commercial break, I was talking about how there's a new slang saying the fear of Trump is the beginning of wisdom. A lot of people, especially people seeking to explore the United States in this 2025 are worried because of Trump. Trump is the new president-elect for the United States and is going to be sworn in January 20th. So a lot of people, because of the kind of record he holds or what he has done in the past, a lot of people are kind of worried about what the future holds. A lot of Nigerians there that are not documented are worried. A lot of people looking to go, saying that I will go with a tourism visa, and when I get there, I'll get my landing. They're worried. A lot of people that have visa interviews coming up, they're worried as well. But then I would say, I don't think anybody should be worried. I'm sure he has bigger issues than, you know, a Nigerian just seeking to seek greener pastures. But then what? So my next program next week, I'll be talking about the step-by-step of applying for a US visa all by yourself. You know, how to pay for the fees and filling out the different applications, the different portals you need to do, because a lot of people are really struggling with that, especially with this new update on the new portals. There was an update saying that there would be another portal or something else will be updated this January. So maybe I should just wait until then before I do the video. But then we don't know what's going to happen now, because the Avid website is a lot of headache. But then next week, so I'll talk about the payment process. It's not like it used to be, and it's not GTB Bank anymore. It's First Bank now. Oh, before I forget, I remember, was it sometimes in December, I think it was December 18, I was actually at the US Embassy, and this Nigerian agent that loiter around the embassy. In fact, I don't know how, because when it happened to me, I just thought about it that no wonder a lot of people go through this. What's that word? They wanted to, is it play me street? They wanted to play me street. Is that the word? Is that how it's said? They wanted to play me street, like they were trying to defraud me. Okay, they wanted to play me street. Okay, yeah, thank you. So yeah, I was at the embassy and I was looking to go and submit my documentation for the Dropbox. And this is the embassy I hadn't been in, like, I can't remember the last time I was in the US embassy, because once you get your US visa, all you have to do is do a Dropbox and you can drop it off at the HL office. But with the new portal and everything, a lot of things have changed. So yeah, I was there and the driver was just dropping me off, and I was saying, okay, just wait for me at the car park. I was still having a word, and one of the agents just said, oh, do you want to staple your documents together? And I was like, no, I don't need to. I have it together here, so it's fine. Because even when I staple it together, when I get in, I still need to take the pins off, especially when you want to go in through the machine. So the guy was like, no, you have to staple it, or they've changed it. I was shy talking. And, I was like, okay, I need to staple it. The next thing I said, oh, what did you pay through? Is it GT or First Bank? I said GT. And I don't know what happened to me that day. He just said, so I understand how some people fall for them easily. So he just said to me that, the GT, did you pay online? I said, obviously. He said, they don't take that form anymore. Now let me see. I showed him the slip. He said, this one shows that you paid through your app online. No, the one they are taking now is the one that you go inside the bank, but we can print it out for you. I was like, why won't this work? It's for GT and it says the embassy, it says B1, B2, visa renewal. So why won't it work? He said, madam, I'm just trying to help you. You don't have to. It's not me that is doing printing. So I said, okay, if peradventure you want to print this for me, how much would it cost me? Guys, this guy actually said 50,000 naira. Immediately I heard that it was like a pot cold water on me. I was like, how? 50,000. He said, how much do you want to pay? Then, okay, we can do it for 30,000 because you're experienced. I said, you know what? Don't bother. Let me go in. He said, if you go in, they will turn you back. I said, yeah, it's fine. Let me go in and experience it myself. Experience is the best teacher after all. Let me go there and let me be turned back. And I said, if you go there and you're turned back, they will write TB on your document. And once they write TB on your document, it means that they will tell you to go and schedule another appointment, and you know that appointment dates now. If you're looking for dates right now, you'll probably be getting like February, March 2026. So I was like, God, 2026. And we're still in 2024 December. So I was like, no, this can't work. This can't be true. I said, you know what? Never mind. Let me be turned back. I would rather take the chances. Guys, nobody made any reference to the GT printer that I had. Nobody talked about anything about staplers. Nobody. And then I saw some people in line, and the lady was like, she's so upset. She just spent 35,000 naira, and the thing that they printed for her, nobody's even asking for it. I'm like, this is how some people get caught. That's why I said they wanted to play me straight, but So I wouldn't say I'm wise, because I'm not straight wise like that. So yeah, but I would just say I think it's the experience. So I talk about the experience as well, which is what I'm laying out on this platform. So if you go to the embassy, the US embassy, because they are the only embassies right now that you go to have a physical interview, mind your business. Don't let anybody tell you like you need an eraser, you need a sharpener, or you need. Mind your business. If you get to the front and you are being turned back, that's fine. Let them turn you back. Before you go and waste your hard-earned money for an agent that doesn't know the difference from what they're saying. Another one that I saw there again was they had discounters outside the lockers, and they were like, oh, you can put your smartwatch and your phones there and your purses, and then we'll keep them safe for you for 3,000 till you come out. And people were panicking, and I didn't have a smartwatch on that day because I knew that, of course, you can't go in with a smartwatch. It's like going in with a device. So I wore another kind of wristwatch, and of course my phone was in my bag with the driver in the car. But then getting into the building of the embassy, they had this same lockers, and you only had to pay 500 naira that the embassy had provided.